Good.
So these are some of the general concept. In terms of distribution of the roles, starting from the front, we call the front man or girl, whatever, we call the flight controller.
Okay.
Because apart from the maneuvers in the straight line, what is the task is to keep the pitch, mostly the pitch, stable. And again, here there is a rule. Faster you go, more the boat has the tendency to put the bow down.
Okay.
When you slow down, the tendency is to get the, because the foil of the rudder is smaller than the other, so is less efficient. So anytime there is a speed change, there is the need of a rudder rake change
Right.
Broderick.
to balance and to keep the pitch
So you,
stable.
when you're slow, you have it down, and
You
as you
need
speed
to
up,
increase the rake. When you
Ah,
go
okay.
faster, you need to reduce the rake.
yeah.
Okay.
For example, we get to the reaching market with Barroway, the boat is accelerating big time throughout the Barroway. If you don't take off the rudder rake, you end up with the bow in the water. Of course, you can also play moving your body back and forth, but it's way less efficient again. And it's very difficult. You are not on the trapeze like on the Nacra that
No running.
you're quick. Here you are 3 person sitting.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and the helmsman should be fixed. The helmsman should be with a handle, so it shouldn't move. So at the end, it's way more efficient than
Right,
the,
yes.
the flight controller.
Plus, you're also, if you have a lot of lift or have too much rake on the rudder, you have a lot of lift and you're putting a lot of weight there, it's not that efficient.
Actually, yes. And this is the classical mistake of the people coming from the Nacra. Because they are used to stay, to move their body.
Exactly.
And so every time they feel the bow going down, they go back. And actually, I've been losing from sitting here, going back, and then sitting here and going. Either Santi, Ruggero, all the Nacra sailors, everybody has been falling out from
Right.
here because they were.
Because nobody was doing the rudder brake properly.
No, they was doing, but their instinct was so tough that they were moving back.
So ideally you want most of the lifting to be done by the foils and
Yes.
the back to do more of a stabilizer.
Yes, the pitch. The back control the pitch. So the flight controller must have very clear in mind how to move this. Because imagine, we are bearing away, you have to take off the rudder rake. If you do the other way, correct. So you need to have very clear in mind. That's why you should always have one of these rope in his hand and thinking
Which way?
which way, if I pull, what I'm doing, if I push, what I'm doing. I mean, it should be, especially in the beginning, then becomes automatic. In the beginning, who's here must take a lot of care.
And is it true that, so if you were just trying to keep the boat even, that the foil rake and the rudder rake, for them to be in line with each other, you would basically just color match?
No.
Not at all. You can't even think of, you do it by feel, not by reading anything here.
The rake of the foils is way less important.
Okay.
Almost.
Because the boat attitude will just change very slightly with it.
Again, sorry. If you put the foil there and forget all the wick, you can win the race.
Okay,
That's really
perfect.
little. I actually, my suggestion for the newcomers is
Don't
put
touch
there
it.
and forget.
Right.
Set it and
Totally
forget
forget.
it.
And what did you set to? You set to 4 being an idea
Yeah,
of neutral?
yeah.
Okay, so 4 neutral is the
Also
place to
because
be.
you should understand that this is connected with the boat. So anytime you change the pitch,
Yeah.
you are changing this rake as well.
Yeah,
So it's way more important to control the pitch.
yeah.
That is, there is some condition where adding 1 degree, taking away 1 degree, but I promise you can win. We have been thinking about fixing it. We don't do because in the extreme,
Having it
very
fixed?
light or in very strong is useful. But
In very light you put more, in stronger you put less.
yes, more or less. But even too much is not working in light because
Yeah, you stall.
you
Just
you-
mushing through the water.
Yes, you are creating drag. You don't get the speed.
Right.
Remember that speed is crucial
Yeah.
as any foiling boat, but here even more, I think. So you really want to have speed, but not too much. Again, one of the problems in windy condition is, especially downwind, to be able to go not too fast. And how do you achieve to go not too fast? Weight in big time, so you can bear away without putting the boat in the water. And bearing away, you have a lower angle, you go slower,
Better
and
VMG.
you have more control. If you in windy condition, if you stay everybody to windward to keep the boat out of the water, you must laugh. Otherwise, you fall in the water and you start faster, but then
Out of control.
any speed above 27 is to be avoided. Is the area you can confirm, I think.
We did 30 2 days ago. That was scary. That was scary.
The boat did also 34.5 is the record for so far.
34.5.
Yes.
Wow.
And in racing was 33 point something during racing. But you are really in a risky area where to fly high, to have ventilation, any problem is a big mess. So, and also downwind, you are not doing the best VNG. You are doing the best VNG going at 25 lower than 30 higher. Same upwind is not at 20. The speed upwind is not 20. You can do also 25 upwind if you want,
Is the-
but you have a lower angle. So the area between 15, 17 is the right target upwind. So this is why I'm telling that the speed is important. You should take care of how fast you are. Because if I'm going downwind and I see 27, I need to do something to slow down.
to go low and go lower.
Go lower, so waiting. It can be someone on the leeward rack as well.
Okay.
But to be able to control the speed in windy condition is a key factor. You also, if you put the windward foil down at 30 knots, you will jump out of the water. You need to be slower. You need to be at 22, 23.
Right.
Otherwise, you get so much
Yeah.
lift that the boat
Take
goes out
off.
of the water. So the ability to control the speed is important.
Fantastic.
The concept of the windward foil. The windward foil, of course, you need to use when you are going to maneuver. So before attack, before a jibe, first thing is to put the windward foil. But it can be used also for to anticipate the takeoff in light wind,
Okay.
or to control the speed in strong wind. Maybe not completely. So one classical call is to have half or 60%, 70% of the windward foil down.
In heavy wind.
Also can be also in light wind, because it helps you. It is going to be, when you fly properly,
Like an extra wheel.
is height of the water. Yes, it's like the kids with the third wheel. It's helping you to make it easier.
Yeah. It's a tricycle.
Because if you are not able to keep everything balanced and you don't have it, you end up putting the hull in the water that is slowing down. This is slowing down much less and is keeping you upright. So it is again something you can think about using.
As a
How high
third
did
wheel.
you say you were running it in that kind of condition?
Can be in actually downwind, in strong wind. I would always leave at least 50%.
traje de neopreno?
Yo voy a buscar el traje de neopreno. Ustedes, hi.
Morning.
Sorry.
I'm Greg.
So perhaps then you can go